Imagine having a husband who doesn't just ignore your affairs, he actually watches them happen with a smile. But before you think this is some kind of progressive, open marriage, you need to know about the one deadly rule that keeps this house of cards from collapsing. If you break it, you don't just lose a marriage, you lose your life. The story kicks off with Vic cycling home through the dense, humid woods of Louisiana. He looks like your average, fit suburban dad, but the moment he steps through the door, the atmosphere shifts. His wife Melinda is standing there, staring at him with a silence so heavy you could cut it with a knife. No hello, no how was your day, just a cold walk to her bedroom. They have a young daughter named Trixie, and they're preparing for a friend's party, but the dynamic is already toxic. Melinda asks Vic to help her choose a dress, not to look good for him, but to look stunning for the man she plans to meet at the party. When they arrive at the bash, Melinda doesn't even pretend. She immediately ditches Vic for a young guy named Joel. Within minutes, they're in the backyard, wrapped around each other, while Vic watches through the window. It's painful to see, and even their friends are uncomfortable. A friend named Mary pulls Vic aside, basically asking, "Are you really okay with this?" Vic just shrugs it off. He claims it doesn't bother him, but you can see the gears turning behind his calm eyes. Melinda, meanwhile, is reveling in it. She calls him boring to his face and plays the piano for the guests, soaking up the attention like a sponge. But here's where things take a dark, twisted turn. Joel, feeling a bit guilty or maybe just cocky, approaches Vic to thank him for being so understanding about his relationship with Melinda. Big mistake. Vic looks him dead in the eye and starts telling a story about Martin, a guy Melinda dated who went missing a month ago. Then, with a straight face, Vic says, "I killed him with a hammer." Joel's face goes pale. Vic laughs it off, saying it's just a joke, but the seed is planted. Joel is terrified. He flees the party immediately, leaving Melinda confused and furious. She knows Vic said something to scare him off, but Vic just plays dumb. This is his game. He doesn't forbid the affairs, he just poisons them from the inside out. Back at home, we see Vic's sanctuary. He breeds snails. It sounds weird, right? But watching these slow, silent creatures reproduce is the only peace he gets. It's a stark contrast to the chaotic, loud infidelity of his wife. The next morning, the tension bubbles over. Melinda is so mad about the hammer joke that she decides to force Vic's hand. She invites Joel over for dinner, making Vic apologize. It's the ultimate power move. Dinner is agonizingly awkward. Vic and Melinda are basically speaking in code, trading jabs while poor Joel sits there wondering if he's eating with a serial killer. Later that night, Vic hears them together downstairs. The look on his face isn't just sadness, it's a simmering volcanic rage. When he gets Joel alone again, he drops the act. He tells him to get out before he loses his temper and makes Joel end up like Martin. Enter Don Wilson, a writer who loves a good conspiracy theory. Don hears about Vic's joke and instantly dislikes him. He thinks Vic actually did it. During a later party, Vic tries to pivot. He dances with Don's wife, Kelly, showing a social side no one knew he had. Melinda, who usually loves being the center of attention, suddenly feels a pang of jealousy. She realizes that if Vic finds someone else, her power over him vanishes. She lures him into the bedroom for a steamy encounter just to prove she's still the queen of his world. But the peace doesn't last. The bank calls Vic to report a $3,000 transfer Melinda made to a guy named Charles for piano lessons. Vic tracks her down to a restaurant and sees her with Charles. He's a talented, handsome musician, and Vic can feel this one is different. When he gets home and finds Melinda's wedding ring sitting in the sink, he knows the stakes have changed. Then a news report drops. Martin, the guy Vic joked about killing, was found dead from a head wound. Melinda is shaken to her core. She starts to wonder, was it really a joke? Or is she married to a monster? The tension hits a breaking point at a pool party where Charles is the star. He's playing piano, everyone's dancing, and Melinda is practically glowing as she stays glued to his side. They end up in the pool together for a romantic swim. Suddenly, a downpour starts, and everyone runs inside, except Vic and Charles. In the pouring rain, the mask finally slips. Vic attacks. It's fast, brutal, and silent. He kills Charles right there in the water. When the body is eventually found, everyone thinks it's a tragic accident. Charles supposedly slipped and hit his head on the edge of the pool. The police close the case, but Melinda knows. She looks Vic in the eye and tells him she knows he did it for her. She isn't horrified, she's strangely comforted. She thinks his love is so deep he'd kill for her. But the walls are closing in. Don, the writer, is still obsessed. He's convinced Vic is a murderer and starts tailing him. Vic even catches a private investigator following him, hired by Don. At the same time, Melinda's behavior gets even more brazen. She brings her ex-boyfriend Tony into the house and has an affair with him right in front of Vic. She even tells Vic that Tony was her first American. It's a level of disrespect that would break any man, and for Vic, it's the final straw. He tricks Tony into coming with him to a remote spot in the woods, claiming Melinda is waiting there. Instead, Vic bludgeons him with a rock and drowns him in the river, tying a heavy stone to the body. He returns home and even toasts with his daughter Trixie, who casually mentions she knows her dad killed Charles. The creepiness factor is through the roof at this point. Vic thinks he's safe, but nature has other plans. During a family picnic at that very same river, Vic spots Tony's body floating to the surface. He panics and sends the family home, promising to return for Melinda's scarf. While Vic is at the river trying to hide the body again, Melinda finds Tony's wallet in Vic's snail room. The truth hits her like a freight train. She calls Don and tells him everything. Don races to the woods and catches Vic in the act of trying to sink the body. Realizing he's looking at a triple murderer, Don scrambles to his car to call the police. What follows is a high-stakes chase through the winding forest roads. Vic uses his knowledge of the trails to cut Don off. Don loses control, his car flips over a cliff, and he's gone. Vic returns home, expecting the police, a divorce, or a confrontation. Instead, he finds Melinda. She's standing by the fireplace, calmly burning Tony's wallet and ID. She's chosen her side. She's decided that a husband who kills for her is better than no husband at all. They stand in silence, two broken people bound together by blood and secrets. Their arrangement has cost 3 lives, but in their twisted world, the marriage is stronger than ever. It makes you wonder, is a love that requires murder to survive really love at all? Or is it just a different kind of prison? If you were in Melinda's shoes and found out your partner was a killer, would you run for your life, or would you help them hide the evidence? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.